Hey, I'm Rob with Mock Meathead. Working fast enough to screw it up the first time, but fix it the second. Today I'm going to be putting camp lights on the roof rack that I put on a couple weeks ago. It's been pretty awesome so far. I've used it a couple times and I really enjoy it. So I got these lights off of Amazon that I want to put on, and I'm going to show you how I do that. So these lights are made by a company called Tyger, T-Y-G-E-R. And they come with two different mounting options. Got a flat mounting option and beveled, they call it. This will put the light on an angle. And these are what I'll be using today. So it's a rubber mount. My plan, so I'm hoping to mount these two on each side here. They're meant to go in these slots, but this roof rack, the slots are way too high, so this will sit up too high, and I don't like how that looks. So what I think I'm gonna do is mount them so they sit here. This is just the rubber mount that comes with the units. Comes with the lights. And you can see, well, you probably can't see, but those holes basically line up around this part of the rack. So what I'd like to do is make a bracket that when the bolts come through here, there'll be a bracket on the back that will hold the nuts and everything else. So when this is mounted like this, there'll be a bracket on the back. They also give you these, so they label them. This is for beveled mounting, which is what I'll use. And this is for flat mounting, which will be for these, but I'm not using them. So with the beveled, they give you these angled pieces, because when you angle the light on something flat, the bolt will be at an angle going out the back. So these are going to be sitting in such a way that keep it flat on their back side. So these will go back here, the angled portion facing up, one on each side. So I just mocked this up real quick to see what it would look like. You can make the wire come out the side or out the back, which is what I'll wind up doing. I'll drill a hole so that it actually does, you don't see it over here, because otherwise you'll have to, I don't know, I mean, maybe I could just do that, run the wire like that, but I think it'd look cleaner coming out the back. But speaking of the back, instead of putting a bracket in between the bolts, I just use the pieces that they give you to make a flat mounting point for the nut. And by doing that, it actually kind of clamps around the metal here. So once you get it tight enough, I'm going to be taking this back apart, but you get it tight enough, it should hold this together. Yeah, I don't think it'll go anywhere. Plus, if there's a hole back here for the wire to poke out, yeah, that'll stop it from moving as well. It comes with a pretty solid jacketing. I think this is either 16, maybe even 18. It doesn't specify. But the only thing I don't like is how long the bolts are. So they're long enough that when you're looking at it from here, you can actually see them. So I might cut them off yet once I mount it permanently. And also they give you black hardware except for the nuts. So I'll probably paint those too, just in case you see them from the side. I'm obsessed with rust prevention. I don't know why, I just am. use it. Okay, for the wiring part, this is the fun part. So, at least for me, because I enjoy wiring. In the last video, well, in a previous video, I showed this little guy. And what this is, it's a relay box. And the fun thing about the WK is since I put it right here, I've got easy access all the way up to the roof rack to run my power wires. So between the windshield and the door gasket, this is a perfect spot to hide some 16 gauge wire. All the way down, it runs all the way down into the engine bay. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so I took out the radiator reservoir just to get it out of my way, and you can see this is where I've got my front diff hooked up to. So this is on the number 1, probably hard to see that. I've pre-installed all these connectors. Here's number 4. So there's 6 of them in total. You got 6 relays, each with their own corresponding fuse. This one's number 3, and that's what I'm gonna hook this up to, because 1 is my front diff, 2 is gonna be my rear diff when I get one, and 3 will be first in line for lighting. So I'm probably gonna use these lights the most, these rack lights, more so than a light bar or even ditch lights in the front. So I had to go through and find my power wire for that number 3 relay. So what I'm gonna do is grab the male end, which I got all this crap off Amazon a while ago. I could probably post some links for you guys, but I'm gonna run wires into this and make my own, basically make my own harnesses. That's what I like to do because it looks cleaner. I've got this stuff here that I did for my front diff. So I'll use 3 wires out of this 4-wire relay. One's gonna be the trigger wire, which will be wired to the toggle switch inside. One's a power and one's a ground. And I'll run the power and ground up to the roof rack itself. And then the trigger wire is going to run into the dash on the driver's side. So I'm not going to bore you with wiring these because it is kind of tedious. I won't even bother with a time lapse, I guess. I don't know. But if you want to learn how to do that, leave a comment. Maybe I'll make a video about these things. They require this special tool for crimping. A lot of fun. I actually really enjoy this part of the job. So wiring is probably my forte. I should have been an electrician. Hard to see, but I do have a connector connected, and it's running up through here, all the way up to there. There it is. Temporarily, just have it hooked up, and I did run my trigger wire over to the switches. So that's all pulled apart, and just to make sure everything works, I wanted to test it out. So number 3, switch. Hey, look at that. It works. All right, so they're all mounted and wired and they work. And basically the wire comes up through next to the windshield and the door and comes into this wire hiding material I got from Amazon. It basically snaps together and it also glues itself down. I did wind up putting a piece of zip tape across the face of it just to cover the end of it. I also did this connector here, 2-wire connector, so that if I did have to remove the rack for any reason, I could simply just disconnect it and keep the lights with it without cutting anything. Now, if I had to replace one of the lights farther downstream, yeah, I'd have to cut the wire, but not a big deal. I did use butt connectors in each place where the wires meet here. You can also see that stuff I used, it doesn't really stay together too well. I feel like it splits apart, but I'm not sure how long that's going to hold up and what I'll be replacing it with in the future, because I'm sure I'll be replacing it. I'm sure the glue will fail and it'll all come off. Maybe you can see over there a little better. That's the very last one in line. And the sneaky thing I did was I ran the wire where this side connects to that side. So this set of lights connects over there through a wire, 2 wires that run in one of the grooves on this bar. And again, I use zip tape. I don't know if you guys are familiar with zip tape, but it's awesome. Awesome waterproof tape. I recommend you actually keep some of it in your car. Anytime you're wheeling or just out and about. Works fantastic for stuff. I've actually used it. I used it for a gasket on a mower one time. I didn't have a gasket during COVID, and I needed to rebuild a carburetor. I'll just show you those lights real quick. So the lights don't work unless the key is turned into the on position, and then I'll hit that button for Sasquatch lights. Pretty cool. So I'll get a good shot later on tonight maybe, and show you guys what that looks like at night. See how bright they are and see what they do. I'm hoping that it, lights up the ground in front where you get out of the vehicle. Make life a little easier, especially getting in and out of the car, getting gear out when you're camping, or even going to the grocery store. So I'll get some of that footage later, and thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe, of course. I was kidding in my last video, but apparently my humor goes over people's heads sometimes, because I think I'm funny, but maybe I'm not funny. So, cool. Thank you. Have a good one.